Hello again. Can you believe it's almost 18 months since I last did a shout out Sunday? Just proving that time really does fly when you're enjoying yourself. Okay, so coming up are 5 channels that I've been subscribed to for some considerable time, and I want to suggest that you check these channels out, and if you enjoy what you see, be sure to subscribe to them and to support them, and let them know that London Worms sent you along. You'll find the links to these channels that I'm shouting out both in the description and also on the right hand side of my YouTube homepage under the section Shout Out Sunday. So why do I like these channels? Well, there's a few reasons. First of all, their content is excellent. Worth mentioning as well is that they're all family friendly, very important in this day and age, so everybody from granny to granddaughter can watch these channels and enjoy them. The people behind the channels I've found to be all great characters, and their personalities really shine through in their videos. They're very supportive of other creators, they engage and they encourage, and every interaction I've had with these guys has always been very positive. And last but not least, I almost always learn something new every time I watch these channels. So without further ado, let's see who we have for this part 6 in the occasional series of Shout Out Sundays. This is Steve from Digwell Greenfingers. His channel has great content covering everything from seed sowing, planting out, and taking us right up to harvesting and crop reveals. We get plot tours on site, and we get off-site tours of shows and exhibitions. He runs growing experiments, the most recent being the potato home hypothesis. He uses big words as well. You'll find cooking demonstrations, how-tos, and cheap practical solutions to issues that we all face. Now, one of my favourites was a solution to the camera wind noise issue, and he solved this by, wait for it, sticking a piece of cotton bud on top of the microphone. The man is an absolute genius, and if you're still not sure why you should subscribe to Digwell Greenfingers, he makes his own jam. Oh yes, I knew that would tip you over the edge. So pop over to his channel and check it out. You won't be disappointed. Grandad's Allotment Garden. Now, this channel has a very poignant story behind it. It was set up by Neil and his family to support his dad when he was living with dementia and he wasn't able to physically get down to his allotment. So what they did was they filmed all the goings on and showed them to Dad as a way of keeping Dad aware and involved in what was happening on the allotment. This being an allotment that his dad had and worked for many, many years. Take a look at the video called Grandad's Allotment Best Video Tag Medium for more about this really lovely story. Okay, so the channel has all the usual allotment stuff, but Neil has a particular focus on berries and currants. So if it's a berry or a currant, gooseberry, blackberry, red currants, black currants, Neil has probably got it covered. So if it's a berry or a currant, Neil grows it, prunes it, propagates it, and it's this content that I particularly enjoyed because pruning, I don't get it. It's a bit like electricity to me. It's just sort of a kind of magic. But Neil does a great job in demonstrating what to do and how to do it. So have a look around Grandad's Allotment Garden. I've got a feeling that you're going to enjoy it. Little Bean's garden has been a long time favourite of mine. Azul is always very upbeat and positive and supportive. She grows crops and flowers, fantastic stuff, mostly in beds and pots around her property, and she tracks their progress throughout the growing season, showing the highs and the lows from seed to harvest. She shows all her successes and she's not afraid to show her failures, but it's all done with a smile. So pop over and say hi and check out her channel. Meet Bill and Val. They have a channel packed with demonstrations, sowing, harvesting, how to make stuff, and great tours of their plots, which includes not only veg but wonderful flowers. Go over to their channel and randomly pick any video that you like, and you'll notice one thing: they're always laughing. They really kind of encapsulate the sheer fun and joy of gardening and growing your own food. I also find that Bill and Val are very supportive and encouraging of other YouTubers, and they're always quick and generous to share a positive word or helpful suggestion in the comments. So check them out, and I promise you'll be laughing along with them in no time. And last but never least, we have MsStoneHome. Now, MsStoneHome's channel has gardening updates, cooking demos, recipes, markets, but there's a particular focus on yard sale and church sale hauls. So it goes without saying that I love the gardening updates, and I especially like the recipes and cooking demonstrations because let's face it, we all grow our own food so that we can eat it. So the recipes are always welcome and interesting, and you'll find videos of recipe and meal ideas for a week at a time. But more than anything, I love the quirky purchases MsStoneHome makes from the yard sales. She always manages to find really interesting stuff, a lot of which is vintage, and I regularly see her with stuff from the 50s and 60s that triggers warm, happy memories for me. She does wonderful crafting with a lot of the stuff that she buys, turning an eclectic mix of odds and ends into a beautiful display. It boggles my mind how she's able to find such fascinating stuff at brilliant prices, it has to be said. But what boggles my mind even more is where on earth does she put all this stuff? I can only think that her house is a bit like Doctor Who's TARDIS. So pop over to MsStoneHome, check out her content, and if you have an eye for the vintage, the odd, the quirky, or you like meal plans ideas, you're going to love it. I'll try not to let another 18 months pass before I do the next shout out Sunday. But in the meantime, please check these channels out and also have a look at the previous shout outs in the playlist section. As always, thanks for watching. Bye for now.